I want to tell you tonight, all life matter. This is Bishop Turner tonight, your host. Thank you for coming to our show tonight, All Lives Matter, on Blog Talk Radio, on YouTube. I want to say to you, we are family and we have to conduct ourselves like family. And I want to say to you, I want you to get ready for the door to open up for you, where you will be ready to receive what God got for you tonight. This is, if you notice on behind me, is the pyramid of Egypt with three angels coming down, and the rooster, which is this year the rooster, and this is the lunar year. And there's Michael, Gable, and Metatron there, and there's the Ark of the Covenant beside me. All life matter tonight. And we still leaving Dr. Martin Luther King all this week, all next week. Dr. King's death was a shock, and lots of young people don't know about Martin Luther King. Seem like they trying to hide Dr. King to us, but we want you to know about Martin Luther King. And Dr. King was a man of peace, and he was a man of peace and love. We want people to know that and be involved in Dr. King. If you don't know it, you need to know it. And I want to say to you that Dr. King, I want you to share in with the movement of Dr. King. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was the drum major for justice and peace. I want to come to you tonight to talk about Dr. Martin Luther King and some doors open up for you. This is Dr. Martin Luther King telling us some days ahead. And Dr. King died in Memphis 1968, leading the march of the garbage men. All life matter to God. Dr. King was concerned about life matter to God. And I want to say to you tonight, as we get ready to deal with Dr. Martin Luther King and his legacy, and as we deal with breakthrough of Dr. Martin Luther King, I want to say to you and you, it's important for you to understand that Dr. Martin Luther King that had already have set forth a policy for black folks to be able to grow. We're going to deal with Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter to black people and to people in general. So I want to say to you tonight, that on this Thursday night, all lives matter to God. In honor of Dr. Martin Luther King, the drum major for justice, and the hope to bring people together in a nonviolent way, in a way of business and economics. I think it's important for us to understand that Dr. King's move was to bring people together because we are family. As long as we understand that we are from the human family, we must coexist together. I'm praying for you that you might tell your children, get Martin Luther King book and read it, or even get a tape of Dr. King and let the young people know never again will we be in the fix we was in Dr. Martin Luther King, the march in Mississippi, Alabama, Selma, Chicago. And because Dr. King did that, it made us much better off. So I salute Dr. Martin Luther King this month. Happy birthday to you, Prophet Lorraine, on April the Dr. King's death. Dr. King would be um, 89 years old if he had lived. Dr. King been dead 49 years, maybe going into 50. And since he left, uh, we have not progressed with what's going on in the White House with Trump, the line, and we cannot get a decent investigation that's going on. How can the intelligence community tell the truth when people in the White House is lying and covering up? It's a cover up that's going on. It's a whitewash that's going on in Washington. Yes, the White House, they're doing a whitewash for Americans. And we know that it's a hostile takeover being involved, and part of the process is letting you know that things are right when it ain't all right. Fake news and all this other stuff. And Putin is sitting on the wing waiting to come and speak for America. This is serious stuff that's going on. This is 1917. This is 2017 and 2018. And 49 years Dr. King have was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. And at that level, we haven't stepped up to the plate. Yes, we got a statue of Dr. King in Washington. What about a statue of Dr. King principles and morals in America? I think that's the most important thing that we need to bring out tonight. What's going on in America, and as we decrease some things, all lives matter tonight. And I want to say to you, wherever you might be, whatever you're doing, you can go to our radio station, Blog Talk Radio, and you can call, and you call, leave a message. That's 773-629-0005. And you can go to Blog Talk Radio and go to thusseedabrahamgivesite.com and hit the home page, hit the events of what's going on. We're getting ready to have our women's convention here in Chicago. We're getting ready to do a cleansing, and I want to thank Brother Berto. Happy birthday to you and all of them. This is Archangel Michael month, and we're getting ready to go into the next month. And the next month angel, and that angel is Asmodel. If you need the angel book, call me. If you need the prophecy for 2017 and 18, I got the prophecy book. If you need the Ten Commandments, I got that, and the angels that you need. We're praying for you and thank you to come. And I'm going to say to you, there's no sorrow on the earth that heaven cannot heal. In the Martin Luther King era now, we're finding out now that we have backed away. The killing continue in Chicago. The killing continue in Detroit, Mississippi, Ohio, Alabama, Florida, Dallas, and Houston. The killing of black on black is taking center stage. And I want to say to our black sisters and brothers, yes, you understand that we are family and we both in the same family tree. And our ancestors come from Africa. And as they come from Africa, they gave us a way that we need to do. So I'm praying tonight for you, and you to be able to come and listen to us. In the Bible tonight, I want to share the Bible with you. Revelation 7, that was an angel east, west, north, and south. And I want Revelation 7 in Psalm 139. I want them Psalms to be the Psalms that we speak on tonight. And that will be an opening for you. And that will be a blessing for you. And when you do that, God will bless you. With this book, we can liberate ourselves and bring love and peace. On Mondays, we have Dr. Martin Luther King movement every Monday, 365 days. On Tuesday, crossover with the ancestors. On Wednesday, Bible class, Bible study. On Thursday, all lives matter to God. And I want to talk about God love you. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him tonight shall not perish. Excuse me, shall not perish. And I want you to know God cares about you. And God is married to the backslider. Maybe you're on drugs. But I'm going to pray tonight. I'm going to decree your healing. In the spirit of Martin Luther King, I got to talk about Reverend Dunlap in Chicago, Reverend M.L. Sargent in Chicago, Reverend John Hatcher, and I want to talk about John Thurston, and I want to talk about Chester Robinson, those that was in the movement in Chicago, Mount Houston, and so many others that we could talk about that was in the movement that made Chicago, Ralph Henry. And we can also talk about those at Cocoa Organization and the brothers that gone on, the young teen brothers. We can talk about Edward Bay, the community youth leader. We can talk about Mickey Caldwell, a community leader youth. We can talk about Agandi. We can talk about all the youth that fought in the movement to keep it going as we march from day to day here in Chicago, as we protected Martin Luther King, as we did things in order to bring Chicago together. Richard Allen and others that came and gone on the scene that marched in Chicago to make it better. We marched on the Willie Bob Lucas. And there's so many brothers that have gone and sisters that have passed on in Chicago to make Chicago better than it is. And I can know they turn over in their grave to see the mass murder, black on black, that's going on. We know the FBI and the CIA put the leadership in jail. They put all the Teen Nation in jail. There's no leadership in these streets. But we want to say tonight, all lives matter to God. And I want to say that Psalms 139 and Psalm Revelation 7. And wherever you at, God is there. I want to tell you, melanated man, melanated woman, stand up and be blessed. Because it's important for you to stand up. It's important for you to understand that God wants you to stand up and God wants you to step up. And I want to tell you, as we get ready to go into the next level and we begin to talk about Martin Luther King Jr.'s death, and the sad part, Dr. King would be 89 years old come April the 4th. And that's how old he would be. And this death was shocking. And Dr. King died in Memphis. Fighting for the garbage means to have a right. Dr. King did that. And I hope you tell people about Dr. King and tell them how Dr. King died and never forget the price that Harriet Tubman paid, the price that so many paid in slavery, the price your ancestors paid for you to be where you at. Ashe, Ashe, our ancestor. And I want to tell you tonight, or wherever you might be, stay in school, stay in college. Right now we're fighting in Chicago for the right for our teachers to teach. A lot of the principals in Chicago being fired. Black women are being moved out for young white women to have no understanding of what's going on with education. And we must hold our education system together. To all the teachers and professors, I ask for you to come together, melanated people. We got a governor is not concerned about black life. We got a mayor not concerned about black life. But I want to say all lives matter. And we got to stay focused. If you're a student in college, if you're going to school, be concerned about your melanated color. And I want to talk about all you melanated people and all you that understand we go to the next level. It's important to move to the next level And it's important to understand that in the Bible is the Word of God. And Dr. King philosophized and talked about us moving to the next level. I think that was the most important thing Dr. King said to us, for us to get ready to move to the next level. And that's the way he taught about us moving to the next level. This is portraying
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. And agreed on the need for an organization to be formed that could serve as a channel through which local protest organizations in the South
Dr. King was talking
could
about
coordinate
what we should
their
do.
protest activities.
And that's the voice we want.
It was this meeting
And I think it's important to understand
that
Blog
gave
Talk
birth
Radio
to the Southern
11 to
Christian
12.
Leadership Conference. When our organization was formed 10 years ago, racial segregation was still
I want to let you know tonight, as we get ready to talk from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. movement, all lives matter tonight, and I want to share that with you tonight, that you might be able to understand where we at and what we're doing. We salute Martin Luther King Jr. tonight, and we're bringing you on board, teachers, doctors, lawyers, firemen. And I want to say to those that work in construction, those that working in McDonald's and Burger King, we're concerned about your employment, concerned about you getting a fair wage. The only way we can do it, sisters and brothers, is come together and begin to network together and begin to move. That will be a mass meeting at 1235 West 59th Street in Chicago. Dr. Martin Luther King movement. And we're going to be working with Dr. David Coleman in Chicago as we get ready to salute Dr. Martin Luther King assassination. Where we go from here, we go to be together. We go to let ourselves be together, because it's important to understand when you look around you, our family are being broke up part by part. Our family is being lost because we have turned away from God and we have moved away from what we're supposed to be. So tonight I want to share with you the power of God and the word that we do to make things work for you. I want you to get ready tonight as we talk about we are family, but I want to talk more than that. That is, some doors got to open up, and we got to be concerned about each other. And if you live in Chicago, Mississippi, Arkansas, wherever you live, you got to be concerned about family, about us being together. I think that's the important thing that we do, that we understand that we must be together in order raising the educational level that we supposed to raise that level of education. Tonight, God bless you. This is Blog Talk Radio. I'm your host tonight, and we're talking about all lives matter to God. And we salute Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And Dr. King, on April the 4th, 1968, he was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, for marching with black men in Memphis, and they had on the thing, "I am a man." And I want to tell you that still resonate in our community be a man and be a woman. And I want to say in North Carolina, they had a bill today they passed where men go in men's bathroom and women go in women's bathroom. If you bone a man, you go into a man washroom. If you bone a woman, you go into the women's bathroom. That's a big step for that state. God bless them for standing up for God, for standing up. And we can't put civil rights with the rights of doing evil. We can't put civil rights with what's going on in the White House. I want to say it's a whitewash going on in the White House, and it's White House and the white, it being uh, white out, white lies. I want to say that, and I would never say it's a black lie because ain't no blacks up in there, so it's a white lie, and the white lies are continuing lying about their involvement with Putin and their involvement. They noted when they was campaigning. It was a whole cover up. I fault the Democratic Party for not stepping up to the plate and doing what they ought to do. If they had stood up, this wouldn't have happened because they were so caught up. They let people lead them because we're getting ready for a hostile takeover. Not companies take over companies. Russia want to take over America. And I don't know why the white folks can't see it. They're so caught up in a job, and Trump already taking credit for the job that Obama did. Obama paid off Chrysler, Ford, and General Motors. They had to get a payout, and they got a loan from the government. And the banks, Wall Street got a loan from the government. Trump didn't do that. Obama did that, and they paid it back. So now they're going to build factories in Detroit, which is good, across this country to bring jobs back. But still, I don't see jobs for black and poor people and middle class people. We're talking about jobs in the community that we can stop the killings and save the babies. Tonight, all lives matter to God. And I want to tell you, all lives matter to God. If it's a black life, white life, red life, whatever it is, all lives matter to God. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. Whoever should believe in him shall not perish, have everlasting life. I want to say to you tonight, in the honor of Dr. Martin Luther King, I want you to stay alive and awake because it's something happening in our world. It's something happened to our city that we have turned on each other. 4 murders today, black on black, shooting on the expressway. Something is happening, people, and you must stand up and walk up. We have 4 young men to get killed today uh, with the gun violence. Where all these guns coming from? 2-year-old get a gun and playing cop and robber and shoot the babies, shoot his sister or brother. What's happening with our females leave children in the house by themselves and no food? What they doing with the money that they got? I want to tell you tonight, we got to deal with the drugs, the dope, and the killing that's going on in our community. Can't nobody save our community. Can't no bill, can't no Washington save it. We have to do that ourselves. Young black women and black men got to stand up to the truth. And the senior citizen got to let them understand never again will we be enslaved. But right now we're going down the road to slavery. We're going down the road to being not late. We're going down the road that we won't be here. We'll be if we don't watch out. we won't be here because young black males are being shot down by the police, which is wrong. But let me help you out. Young black males are shooting each other for nothing in the schools. 12 and 13-year-old carrying guns. That got to stop. And ain't no bill they can write in Washington. Ain't no bill in Springfield. Ain't no bill in Boston they can write. We men and women have to stand up, and we have to stand up, walk up, step up, and say enough is enough. And these preachers that got these mega churches got to come out of them pulpits and walk the streets and help our children with the education. Here in Chicago, about 5 black principals was fired by the Board of Education. You know what they did? They fired the 5 black principals, and what they did, they put 5 white teachers in that ain't even educators. They just got out of school. These women got degrees. It's important to understand what's going on in our community. It's important for us to step up and deal with the criminal elements that's going on. Black on black crime. I ain't looking for no white person to solve that. The blacks have to solve it. We're talking about white supremacy, racism, but it's no bill that we can get passed by Trump or nobody else. We have to take responsibility for the killings that's going on in New York, in Boston, talking about black on black. We already know that this has been happening. When you get 1,000 people, 800 people shot and killed, and this is the 3rd month, we done had over 100 people killed. Last night, we had 5 people to get killed in the same neighborhood. Something is happening, people. I want to say, in the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King tonight, I got a scripture, Psalms. I want you to read Psalms 39, that whole chapter. Then I want you to read Revelation 7, that whole chapter. It might wake you up. But I want to say to you tonight, all lives matter to God. Your life matter. Your child life matter. Your grandmother, your mother, your father life matter. But what's happening, they putting priority, they putting drugs in our community. They putting guns, and we solving problem with guns. You cannot solve problems with guns. You have to sit down at the table and talk. And our young folks is solving problems with guns, and you can't do that. And our government, we finna go into a war under Trump administration. I'm saying that you don't believe it, but watch. Because what's going on now, it's a show of cover up. When you spend more money for the for war and no money for feeding people, and you cut off the Meals on Wheels, you cut off any kind of job, and you saying we getting jobs, which I told you, I ain't saying, I'm saying white lies coming out the White House. That's right, white lies coming out, because ain't nobody black there, white folks there. And you put Trump in, or you let him trick you to get in, and won't nobody challenge him, won't no official, the FBI, CIA, the Homeland, won't nobody challenge his lies. He lied on Obama, and nobody come up and say you lied, and you haven't brought your tax forward, and everything he said, they wrap it up and put it in gold, and that's wrong. What I'm saying tonight, in the spirit of Dr. King's death on April the 4th, it should make people wake up and say, no, we have come too far to turn around now. Before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my God. Amun Ra. But Amun Ra, the Almighty God, ain't gonna let you be let down. He brought you too far. If the Jews can say never again, Hitler killed 6 million, they say. But nobody never said about the 106 million blacks that were brought over here in the ship, and then they was killed, hung, and lynched. And you can check the history out. I don't know why blacks don't study their history. They study everybody's history but black history. If you study where you come from, you know where you're going. You know right now we've been lied to. We still being lied to. It's time for you to step up to the plate, stop being selfish, and begin your business, begin to network. And I told you, there's no bill that Trump or nobody can write to make you stop killing each other but you. Family, we are family. And if we're family, we're melanated family. And we got to look. And those that come off the reservation, those that don't want to be a black people, let them go on the other side. They're going to see they got to come back. When they get broke, ain't got no money, they're coming back to the hood. And them that gone, they can never be successful because all they got is money. They done got love. They ain't helping poor people. We got people that come from Vietnam, got Agent Orange. We got people right now, haven't seen a doctor, dentist. As I speak tonight, we got people sleeping under the bridge. I killed a young lady. She said, what the people doing? I said, they sleep out there. We got the richest country in the world. And we got people sleeping outdoors, haven't seen a doctor or a dentist, and you wondering what's going on. Back to back storms, back to back tornadoes, back to back because man is not treating God's people fair. If you're part of the Holy Family, if you're part of the melanated family, you already know tonight that God have a calling on your life to help the brothers and sisters. God got a calling on your life tonight for you to reach out and help somebody. God got a calling on your life because this is what the Bible says. All lives matter to God. Let me say it again. All lives matter to God. In honor of Dr. Martin Luther King, who was the drum major for peace and justice and had moral conscience. Where is the moral conscience of America? When Dr. King died, where was his disciples? Where did they go? Jesus' disciples ran away. Dr. King's disciples ran away and they got in the belly of the whale. They got in the belly of white supremacists. They want to be president, mayor, governor. But what did they do to raise up the melanated family? What did they do to raise up the black woman, the black man? What did they do to bring us to the next level in business? They made money. They got rich. And after they got rich, they left the hungry people. They left the homeless people. They left the children. They left the sick people. And right now we still where we at, standing still, looking for help. I want to tell you tonight, all lives matter to God, and the only help you're going to get is the help from the Almighty God. Know yourself, know the truth, and the truth will set you free tonight. And when you reach out for the truth will open up a door for you in the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King, in the spirit of Dr. Ralph David Abernathy, in the spirit of Reverend Earl Sarn, in the spirit of J.L. Tops of the West Side, in the spirit of the West Side Organization. those that fed people in the spirit of the Black Panther Party that really started the feeding program of the children. In the spirit of the teen nations in Chicago that marched for jobs, closed sites down, and said put blacks on the job. Right now, we are the last hired and first fired, and lots of people be let go. 5 principals, the Board of Education had fired them. What they fired them for? You're not producing. They brought 5 white girls just got out of college and put them in the principal spot. And they laying out black teachers and they put them in the teacher prison. They got a teacher's jail. And I got to talk about they got jails they put the teacher in and put trumped up charge and then they go out the door. This is some of the stuff that's going on in the city of Chicago. And people need to wake up. Your child need to be educated. If you ain't got nobody to educate them, they going to get a gun, they going to rob, steal, and kill. Because we need some people to do it. And I'm praying for the families. Young lady in the house got shot. Call the police. They come and they leave. And they said somebody shooting. Now, they didn't kick the door down. They didn't see about nothing. They left. They're not doing their job. They're not doing what police do. But they can shoot you down. I got a businessman that he caught the guys that stuck him up. They didn't arrest him. They're walking the street. So if you got bad police that doing stuff, you got to have community policing. And I'm not looking for Trump to do nothing. He ain't did nothing yet. Until we in Chicago, in Detroit, and across this country take this stuff in our own hand and say, I'm doing community policing. And we're not going to have our neighborhood raped, robbed, and killed. So some people got to leave out and some more people got to come in. We got to look in 2017 to set up our own business, set up our own banks, set up our own business and grocery store and all the stuff we need. We got to do that. In the spirit of Dr. King, tell somebody about Dr. King. Don't forget the press, the NBC gonna do a sound bite, 5 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. If they do that, they done make a 30-second about Dr. King death. That's it. I want to talk about his death in Memphis. Dr. King in Memphis was saying, I see Memphis have blacks is not working in the banks. Blacks is getting 18 cents or I think 89 cents an hour on the garbage truck and was being treated like animals. And the companies would not support and the insurance company wouldn't put high blacks. So when Dr. King seen this in Memphis, Dr. King said, well, we're going to have to boycott Chicago, New York, and we're going to have to call a nationwide boycott. It scared Washington so bad. It scared the average service so bad. It scared the business community. The one that give you Easter, the one that give you Christmas, the one that give you Black Friday. Them the same one conspired to kill Dr. King. Dr. King wasn't killed by no one man. Dr. King was killed by a whole lot of people who were saying, this black man cannot leave a Memphis live. Think about it. Think about where we at now. We are worse than we was before. So, what I'm saying to you tonight, get ready. All lives matter. And we're going to salute Dr. King. If don't know about it, said nothing, you can come to Block Talk Radio and you can come to YouTube. We're going to be talking about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a drum major for justice, and also Harriet Tubman. We had to put a gun on people that make them free. You know, all this stuff we got it in slavery. Hating each other, mad at each other, jealous, and all the other races that was mad at each other. They didn't come together. You know, the Japanese and the Italians, they come over here, immigrants. The government gave them money. They gave them somewhere to stay, put them in school, and gave them land. We ain't got our 40 acres and our mule yet. They lied to us. So them white lies is still flying. I'm going to say it again. The white lie is coming real strong out of Washington. So it might give you a picture to know what your ancestors went through when they let them say, well, I'm going to free you from slavery. You was free, didn't have nowhere to stay, didn't have no shoes, didn't have nothing. Sleeping under the stars. But we still made it. They was killed, hung. They had parties and picnics and had burnings of black folks. Had thousands of black folks was lynched, right in America. It wasn't did in Africa. It wasn't did in Italy. It was did right here in the good old USA. I want you to let you know that you have something to understand, that we come a long way and we can't stop now. We got to stay with our education system. We got to build our own school. We got to create our own job. That's what Dr. King death resonated for us to go back to the workshop and work to start something new and get your education and work with your degrees. If the Board of Education fire them teachers got master, doctor degrees, fired them, and take somebody just got out of college, don't know their way to the bathroom and put them in the college. That's a recipe for not being educated. That's a recipe for death and destruction. And you know, death and destruction is happening in our schools, and the young folks are killing each other in the school, jumping on the teachers because there's no authority. You know, you take a principal that producing, and the kids love the principal. You take that principal out and put somebody in there that come from the suburbs, don't even know the way through the school. This is kind of stuff that's happening. I want to share it with you tonight, and this is what and the spirit of Dr. King.